very nice looking jig. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Dude Let's Fish. I'm here in the Boodio yet again, and just gonna go over some of the things at the Classic. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this until a week after, because I don't want to get this video in the Classic wash, where everybody's posting videos of the the Classic, and it just gets flooded with Classic videos. So I'm just going to do this little podcast real quick, if that's what you call it, a podcast. Why am I wearing headphones? I'm not talking to anybody, but I do kind of like hearing my voice sometimes, which who doesn't? But yeah, the Classic was cool. Tulsa, probably not my favorite place to go. Been there 3 times, and like Tulsa's cool. Don't get me wrong. When they hold the Classic at Tulsa, the ramp, like the launch, is 90 miles from the expo. 90 miles. So it's like an hour and 20 minutes to get there. I mean, it's a pretty straight shot, but if you're media and you're going down there to get content, this, that, and the other, you got to get up at like 3:30 in the morning so you can get down there while boats are being put in, and just, because they blast off at like 7 o'clock. So it's, then you got to drive all the way back. And then if you want to go down there that afternoon, you got to drive. And there's tolls. Well, there's one toll. Yeah. Which is, just to add to the 90-mile trip. But like I said, it's a pretty straight shot. So I was in the Phoenix booth Friday and Saturday, which was really fun. The Phoenix booth was absolutely packed just about the entire time. They had their boats set up in one booth. You say booth like it's little. This was a humongous, probably, not because I'm with Phoenix, but probably the coolest looking booth set up for boats. Not like Bass Pro had a really cool setup, and it was kind of like lodgy and cabins and fences, and they were like building it there. There was like table saws, and they were building the booth. That was kind of cool, but that's not really a boat booth. That's Bass Pro Shops, but they did have boats in there. But the Phoenix booth looked like a rock and roll concert stage, with the metal tiers or whatever you call them, and just like what a stage would look like outside, and then they had like a little dock. It came up. Wow. I gotta watch that. They had like a dock with a boat parked beside it. Now, I think they had like 7 or 8 boats in there. Really cool. Ton of people coming in there talking about Phoenix boats, and just good people to work for. Shout out to Phoenix Boats. You my peeps. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You my peeps. I was just gonna kind of go over this real fast on what I thought was really cool at the Classic, because when I'm working the Classic, I usually don't get to walk around a lot, or probably at all. Before, when I used to work at Missile Baits for the last 11 or 12 years, we would go to the Classic. I would take a little break and kind of walk around, but it's like you can't just like really walk around and just kind of look at stuff and shop, because you got to get back, because that's your job. So same way at the Phoenix booth. But I did manage to make it out and look at some really cool stuff, and there was like a little sneaky, so I think from the first day of the Classic, which is Friday, from 11 to 12, it's like the lifetime members opened up. It's like, hey, they got the 4-inch drift fries over at Tulsa Outdoors or Oklahoma or whatever outdoor company, but you can only buy packs. You can only get 2 packs per person. So I was like, oh, dang, I ain't got them. So that's one of the things that I got that was just super freaking killer. $12.99. They're proud of them, but dude, let me tell you something. They absolutely eat them. Especially if you like fishing like tight lining or Demiki rigging. It's kind of like that, the hover stroll deal. They eat them, and I have the 5.2 ones that I got from my guy Jackall. The guy used to own it. I fished with him in a open. He's all right. But yeah, these things, I got the silver shad, and then I got the sweet fish. So that's more of a, like a green gizzard color. This is more of just like a Tennessee shad deal. But dude, these are, and they're hard to find. Like these are really hard to find. So I don't think Tackle Warehouse can keep them in stock. But these are the little 4-inch hitters right here, son. So you check that out, dude. And when you rig, and I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna rig them and post some videos on that and show some underwater footage. But bro, if you could feel how soft this thing is, and you can just tell by the tail, the way it's flopping around, that it's super freaking buoyant, and it's got the little lip, and the way this thing, it shimmers like that. There's a couple different ways to fish it. Swindle taught me how to fish it, and he was like, now I don't want no video on this, all right? And I'm like, all right, look, I ain't gonna do no video, but that was last year, so it's kind of out now. But we was on Gunnersville, and we had the 5.2 inch. We didn't have the 4-inch. Deal is, he's like, just throw it right there next to a brush pile, and you just shake your rod tip, and maybe reel it just a little bit. Sure enough, man, we caught him, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. So definitely got these. Caught them on Smith Mountain Lake too, the 5.2 ones. And I'm telling you, when I say I caught them, they absolutely swallowed them. Really digging those. Can't wait to get out. That's the silver shad of the Driftfry. And I'm just gonna take this one out real quick. This is like the the sweet fish. Sweet fish. This is a good looking color. Oh yeah. This is good. This is kind of like a green gizzard, like a green sexy shad. Focus in on that right there. All right. So same deal. No smell. You know what they smell like? They smell like the inner tubes you get at Walmart in the plastic package for like $5. You rip, if you go into the lake or float in the river, just got a little kiddie pool you want to throw it in and just soak. That's exactly what it smells like. It smells like them freaking inner tubes that you get for like $5 at Walmart. But that's all right, because you take some bait fuel, stuff it up in there, you'll be all right, right? So very good packaging. Love the packaging. It's clamshelled up so they don't get all warped and whatnot. So got 2 packs of those, and I'm sure they'll start becoming available, I hope, which I'm gonna super glue, the mend it, they'll do them. Yeah. Then I went over to what is that place called? I think it's American Bait Works that my guy Luke come out with his jig. And so I was over there, me and Luke, we played at the Hunt Club on Saturday night, which was super fun. Played with the lead guitar player for Turnpike Troubadours. Killer player. Ben Ballou played bass, sang some tenor. Sorry, I forgot his name on the drums. He's a director for Alabama Bass Trail. Great drummer. Luke played guitar, sang, whatever. So these are the LOB Power Finesse jigs. And, Luke's like, yeah. And these, they're, dude, I like them. So let me just show you, like, the packaging, whatever, the LOB. LOB stands for a lot of bites. It doesn't. If you know, you know. Okay. So there's the back. But, it's got the, I think it's the frog hair skirt. It's really thin. It's a finesse skirt. So it's double banded. It's got a Trocar. I think this is a 3/0 Trocar hook in it. Super sharp. As you can see, I've already trimmed this one. This color, this is Luke's favorite color. Hot Pocket. He's like, boy, that one right there, magic. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some. So this is the Hot Pocket color. Focus in on that right there. And as you can tell, I've already trimmed the skirt on this and the weed guard, which is cool. I like it when they come with like a stock weed guard so you can trim it. And they don't like trim it for you because everybody's preferences are different, like when it comes to weed guard and skirt. So it's got a super long skirt, and I'll throw this one out here too. This was called Cold Crawl, and I got 3/8. I think they come in 3/8 and half, and maybe another size. Sorry, man. So that's a full stock jig right there. Love the skirt though. Not too thick, not too thin, but focus in on that real quick. So I usually trim mine, and I'll trim my weed guard because that's a straight up stock weed guard. So I usually do that at an angle. And it's a cool looking little bait, cool looking little jig. It's got the double barb on it. I love that. Okay. Focus in on that. Yep. I love that. And that little 3/0 truck car hook, man, it's killer, dude. This is going to be around here on Smith Mountain, so I'm going to be skipping some jigs. But like I said, I'm going to do product reviews on these and fish with them and see how they come through the water, hook sets. So that's that on that. And the other thing that I thought was real cool is, put them over there. The Toad Thumper Lure Company. Now, if you don't know Toad Thumper Lure Company, the Cody Cannon. I'm just going to the history on it. It's Cody Cannon from Whiskey Myre, the lead singer, songwriter, all this and that. Cool thing about it is last year in Knoxville, I got to play like 3 or 4 songs with him. Super cool guy. Just because I know that they're going to be getting on the bed soon here at Smith Mountain Lake. So I picked up some of these Craw gills, and I think they are going to be perfect for bedfish. They're, what are they? 4, is that a 5? Might be a 5-inch. Yeah, but it's a perfect size. These are the ones that's going to be snatching them pigs up off the bed, waking them up. Get up. Put your bass slippers on. We got stuff to do, and yeah, it smells good. So that's the profile of it, and it's got the little ribs on it and the solid piece in the middle, and I love how thin it is. Focus, yeah. See how thin it is right there? I love that because that just means better hook penetration, and as far as like focus, real quick on this on the head right there. And so, when you're rigging like a flipping hook or something like that in there, it's got enough meat up here to grab it and keep it in place. Then you have like the little flappers here that are cupped. Just cool. It's going to be a super cool freaking bait, and especially for bed fish. And I love some of these little crawls like for finesse jigs. That's why I got the green pumpkin, because I'm going to cut that mug down, put it on a finesse jig, and I will be doing some product reviews on this too. So I've at least got 3 videos in the future of products. And that's the green pumpkin. That'll be going on the back of these LOB jigs. And also, there's a lot of companies that come out with frogs. Like Spro kind of set the bar, or, Scum Frog maybe. But like Spro really put the frog on the map. Then there was like a lot of companies coming out with frogs, and it's just not the same. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same as a Spro frog. It's just like the Cincos. There's only one Cinco. If you're gonna buy a Cinco, buy a Cinco. That's just my thought. You cannot reproduce the Cinco. Like, I don't care. That's science. Google it. It'll tell you. Toad Thumper can't. They also have a frog, which is cool. They have a frog, and I'm like, man, Toad Thumper. I guess he's talking about the fish being a toad, not like a toad. But anyway, their frog is, it's pretty wicked, man. No doubt. Cody Cannon, good job on designing that bait and this frog. Here's why. Here's what I like about this frog right here. And here's the mods that I do to other frogs, like Spro frogs, or that's pretty much all Spro frog. This is super soft, right? Like, this body is super soft. The Spro frog is not as soft as this right here. Wow, 16 minutes already? Holy shnikey. Normally on a Spro frog, you would take the hooks with pliers and you'd bend them up. That way your hookup ratio is better. And also, like, the Spros come with longer tails. I've got a video out there I did, I don't know how long ago, but, the whole thing is, like a Spro frog, you have to drill the butt, is what I called it. And I would just take, you know, like a pair of snips or something like that, and I would just cut like a triangle in the rear end of this frog so the water leaks out. Well, this is where they did justice, and or just by looking at it, they've already knocked out 3 modifications that I would have done. And we'll see about the hookup ratio, you know, and they do have, like, if you can see that, you can see the indentions right there where the hook goes. So it's not just laying on there, it's molded to where the hooks fit in there, which is cool. So I don't think you're gonna have to bend the hooks up. I'll let you know. And it also has a hole, doink, 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 right there on top of the booty. All right, so his booty hole is on top. You know, when you pick your frog up, it's gonna drain out this way, right? Like it's gonna, because it's science, okay? Yet again, not all the water's gonna drain out. You know, every time you're frog fishing, after about 3 or 4 casts, you give it the old, right? So it's like squirts the water out. And then the tail, like that's the perfect length for a frog tail, in my opinion. Just go ahead and focus on that. Yeah, that's the perfect length for me, because I usually cut my spro frogs down. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that I actually got to walk around and see. Actually, this was all in one haul. You know, I think it was the B haul or something like that. I was walking around and I seen the Toad Thumper booth, and I seen, well, I mean, I knew where the drift fries were. I knew where they were at. And then, you know, American Bait Works, I had to go holler at Luke, see what time we were practicing before we went on stage Saturday. So that's kind of my rundown of the classic, as far as bringing stuff back, because normally I just, not unless it really, you know, and there was a ton of glide baits too, if you wanted to spend like $250, which, you know, I like swim baits, but I'm not in deep like that to where I'd spend $250 on a glide bait, because I will fish it and it'll probably snap when I'm casting it and never find it again, and that would suck. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this style video. I'll be getting out on the water later. I'll be on the water later this week, coming up with some new videos to kind of keep my channel more consistent. Been slacking a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Got to feed them kids, get sandals, get the jelly sandals where the toes stick out the side. So thanks for watching. Catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Till next time, we'll see you on the flip flop.